One Saturday, quite a few weekends ago, my friend and I decided to go dumpster diving. We've never done this before and thought it would be fun. We got the idea from a TikTok video and watched this guy rummaging through a dumpster from a store in his town and saw all the brand new stuff that stores actually throw away. We couldn't believe it. We decided to try it out for ourselves and see if it bore any fruit. As this was our first time doing this, we wanted to take precautionary measures, so we decided to do it at night away from prying eyes. We drove to a shopping center located in the city that we live in, but we parked our vehicle on a side street near it and then walked to where the dumpsters were located. Both of us were nervous, so in case there were security cameras on the building, we both wore disposable face masks to conceal our identities. There's a Dick's Sporting Goods inside of this shopping plaza, so that's where we decided to go first. The dumpster was located behind a fence that was locked up, but my friend brought a pair of bolt cutters to cut the thick lock and double-wrap chain link in case we ran into something like this. In the state that we live in, dumpster diving isn't illegal, but of course, breaking and entering is. Regardless, if there's a lock and chain, that means something must be in those dumpsters. And lo and behold, we hit pay dirt. This dumpster was filled with 17 golf clubs, 20 boxes of sneakers, sweatpants, hoodies, 5 brand new metal detectors, and a bow fishing boat kit. And all of this stuff was brand spanking new. We wanted to take everything and as fast as we could, but we didn't want to bring our vehicle over, again, in case there were cameras. But we were lucky and this had to be our night, because there was a shopping cart no more than a few feet away from us, but it was missing a front wheel. No worries, we got this. We managed to fit almost everything in that shopping cart except for a few boxes of sneakers and some of the clothing. With everything that we were able to get from that dumpster, leaving a few things behind wasn't really a big deal. My friend held the shopping cart from the handles and I held it upright by the front corner and wheeled it to our vehicle. We got to our vehicle and started unloading the shopping cart and putting everything in the trunk and the back seat as fast as we could. Everything was going smoothly. We picked up the shopping cart and left it at the corner of the street. But as soon as we arrived back to our vehicle and finished tightening things up, the most unexpected thing happened to both of us. We were approached by an old woman with a machete in her hand. Yes, you heard that correctly. An elderly woman wearing Christmas red pajamas with matching fluffy red slippers wielding a bamboo machete, and this elderly woman appeared to be at least 70 years old. We never saw where she came from. We never saw her coming. This is not something that you would expect after performing a breaking and entering. Maybe the cops, but an old lady and a bamboo machete? This was an encounter I'd never thought would ever happen in my lifetime on planet Earth. First, she asked us who we were and why we were wearing masks while waving that machete in her hand. My friend, the ever-loving jokester that he is, answered her question, but with an answer that I also did not see coming. He told her the reason for wearing the masks is because we were both infected with the Ebola virus. Yeah, he said that. And her immediate response was, "The virus that you catch from eating uncooked food?" My friend replied with a very concerned, "Yes, that's exactly what it is, and it's very contagious too. If we cough or even breathe near you, you too can catch this virus. We were lucky enough to get the vaccine right away, but it takes about a month for the virus to disappear. So that's why we're wearing these masks." Why my friend would say such a thing to a psycho machete-wielding old lady, I haven't the slightest. But he did, and that's my friend. Courageously idiotic. The old woman asked my friend if we thought she was stupid and demanded that we remove our masks while she cut our nuts off slowly with the machete. Yes, you heard that correctly as well. I complied immediately. My friend, on the other hand, wasn't so inclined. I started taking off my mask, but my friend urged me not to, telling me, No, don't do that. We don't want to infect this innocent woman with the Ebola virus. What's wrong with you?" He turned to the woman and politely asked, "How old are you, ma'am? 65? 70? Do you understand how quickly this illness can spread? For your safety, we refuse to remove our masks," as he crossed his arms, standing firm with his concern for this innocent old woman. But it didn't seem like she was buying into it. She pointed the machete in the air and defensively said, "How dare you? Who told you my age? Was it that bitch Irene from Target? I've never liked her. She gave me such a hard time returning my perfume. I only used it a few times. The bottle was still full." And now I can see where he was going with this unusual conversation. He was thinking, at the time of this event, that this woman was unhinged and unbalanced in every way possible, and at any moment she could lunge at any one of us. She was standing about 2 feet away from us. She was that close. And it appeared she knew how to use that machete by the way she was waving it around and talking to us. My friend, sympathetic to her feelings, said, Yes, I know Irene. She's not very nice, is she?" The machete lady angrily said, "No, she is not. She's a bitch," frowning down at the fact that Irene, the Target lady, made it difficult for her to return her item. I'm watching my friend now from the corner of my eye as he's looking around the neighborhood while thinking of other things to say to her. The crazy lady pointed the machete at him, mad as a hatter, and asked, "What are you doing? What the fuck are you looking for?" My friend, in a duplicitous manner, said, Nothing at all. But you may want to be careful around here, though. I heard there's shapeshifters that live around these neighborhoods, people who turn into coyotes and wolves, and they won't think twice about eating you." This crazy old lady stepped forward a few inches, pointed the tip of the machete at my nuts, and gladfully welcomed it, saying, "Is that so? Let them come and get me then, and I'll serve them your girlfriend's little testicles in a salad bowl." There was no more joking at this point. This old bag's eyes were twitching and she was serious, and I didn't want to get my nutbag served as a side dish. That blade was very sharp. I felt the tip of it tag my nutsack. So I asked the crazy old lady what it was that she wanted, and that we weren't there to cause trouble. All we wanted to do was go home. I'm not going to lie, I got scared. I have a bamboo machete pointed at my family jewels. What the hell would you do in a situation like this? She pulled the machete away and now pointed it at my friend, and in a turn of events, looking at me, she said, "I want your little friend here to apologize for destroying my garden. Do you have any idea, young man, how long calatheas take to blossom? Do you even have the slightest clue?" We slowly looked at one another and now knew that this old woman was completely out to lunch. We could have easily avoided this entire situation by attempting to disarm her, but this is a machete we're talking about. A bamboo machete, a sharp piece of weaponry, and any one of us could have gotten cut or even worse, killed. My friend obligingly put his hands together, bowed his head, and apologized for destroying her garden of calatheas. She accepted his apology, but something was still concerning this delirious old woman. She asked us if we knew where she lived. Of course we didn't have a clue, but it didn't stop my friend from telling her that she lived 2 houses down the street. And just like that, she thanked us and apologized for threatening to kill us. She sighed, bid us a farewell, and slowly walked away wielding that bamboo machete in hand. We drove away with our nuts intact and a truck full of goodies that profited us 2 fistfuls of cash. Not a bad night for our very first dumpster dive.